Um, so I'm here with Larry Holder,
Oh.
and hello everyone. And well, we should be joined soon by John Lamont, who
Yes.
brought us some pages this evening, and I believe our fellow Canadian. He is also a go. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you mean
So
Danny?
Danny, yeah,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
messaged
great.
him, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Wonderful. I didn't
who
know if he
knows?
was
Who
back yet
knows?
or not. So,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
But ideally, he should be available.
Excellent.
Yeah. Speaking of, there's Danny right there. Hello,
Hey
Danny.
guys.
Speak of the
Hello.
devil. No.
And currently, while we're speaking, and look, Danny's used to this by now.
Yes.
There's currently someone else streaming that's talking about the horrible thing I did to Larry Holder.
Wait, what was the horrible thing you did to
He
Larry?
published
I
me.
don't know. That's what I was
I mean, Larry, I feel like you did that to yourself just as badly.
Yeah.
yeah. I keep going. What did I do?
Preston dared to publish me and put my book out. Therefore, yeah.
What did I do?
Somehow that equated to a scam. So, yeah. There we go. Yeah.
But the book's done, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and it's been
The book
delivered to everyone.
The book has been delivered. People are coming back and going, "Hey, I like the book."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I thought it was Comicsgate that was the scam.
Yeah.
It's very.
I mean,
don't
Comicsgate
know.
has so many other problems,
I
like
know.
the racism.
Like,
But
okay,
Yeah.
so just to fill everybody in, like people who right here on this very tiny YouTube channel, it seems so long ago, but really it was only about what 18 months or so.
What's that?
When did we do the contest?
Oh, it
Or
was last year. So yeah.
Last year. Wow. Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
it hasn't been. Yeah, it's like 18 months or so.
Yeah, it was like August when we wrapped up or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just like, hey, let's make a comic book because I wanted to kind of show people the process. So I wanted to make it like so that people could go, oh wow, I can make a comic book, charging it on my credit card kind of thing. So I put a fairly low amount of money there, $2,000, and look, based on the reviews we got, I mean, it was pretty damn good $2,000 book. The art in there, I think, was pretty good. You did the colors. They're not the best colors in the world, but they're, but at the same time, look, it's as you put it, it's like the early, like the '60s Marvel stuff back when they were doing the newsprint and all that, and look, the customers seem to like it, and I put the preview pages up on the page. People knew what they were getting. I set the expectations about where they should be, and people seem to like it. So I would say so far so good, but some people are very upset about this, and
I guess so.
Yeah. Thank you, Bean. We appreciate our support. I don't know.
Anything but haters, Bean.
Wait,
what did I miss?
What did I miss?
Oh, there's a hate stream going on another channel right now. So
and the thing is, like, Vicky's there, and I just want to go. I don't want to sit here and question motives, but you're sitting here standing up for Larry Holder saying I scammed him, and Larry's a big boy, and he seems happy. Can Larry not say he's happy? And
I'm happy.
Just accept it.
Yeah.
Larry,
Wait, you scammed Larry?
Yes.
Scammed Larry.
Apparently, he scammed me by publishing my book.
Right.
Sorry, I can't even get through.
Wait, wasn't that in the contract?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything was very straightforward and written on paper, and it's like, okay,
These people, they're very, very weird.
Yeah.
Wait, are we live already?
Yeah. We started early. Sorry.
Anyway,
this is a reminder that once again, thinking about Comicsgate is a waste of any sane person's time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, why you people? You're so weird, but. Anyway, so yes, but as we were saying, the real reason is, well, a default has been entered against Miss Kundert, the person who participated in this scam by selecting your work. So there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's probably a little difficult. It means you lose. All right, let's see. We have some Angel of Darkness pages here today.
Oh,
So,
We do.
looks
for
like
our
we
first
might have
book,
another
we
script
say-
too. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
I guess I
first
should
off,
start reading issue 1 at some point.
Maybe.
I read it, and I gotta say, not bad.
Mm-hmm.
First off, I got the Whiskey Paint cover, and Whiskey Paint is a good artist, and that's a good cover. And Keith Garvey,
favorite
also
cover.
a great looking cover. So you got a couple of great looking covers out there, and fantastic. It's good to have a cover because that's what you see most of the time. When you put the book down, the cover's always there. And if it's a nice cover, you're like, oh, you start thinking that's a good book.
It's really good to have a cover, Preston, if the book were to exist.
Yes, exactly. So,
which of course it doesn't, because apparently it's law.
But in terms of the story, I mean, all right. So we got the zombies are coming. Summoned. Now this part is summoned by one of the characters, who, if I remember back when you were presenting the script here, was a little like we're supposed to kind of feel for her at the end. I don't know if all right, all right.
Yes.
You don't even have to give it away. Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
And in fact, you show us her boobs. Gratuitous, without apology.
Is that what
Yeah.
Hey, I got good comments on her boobs.
Yes, you did.
Some people really liked her boobs.
Yeah. Gratuitous boobs.
Some people were like surprised that they like. How are you surprised? It's a John Lamont book.
It's uncalled for in the story. You're just like, okay,
Yeah.
yes. Here's Africa, and here are people, and boobs. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at those nipples. Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Savage. How are you? Yeah.
It was
Sadly, I
like,
don't think there's going to be any boobs in issue 2 because
Hello, Savage.
unless I, intentionally write them in.
Okay.
But
Okay.
oh well.
So you're
And
doing a
that
little
was
bit of-
completely out of the question. I mean, who do you think you are, John Lamont?
So
That was kind of my first thought when he was like, "Oh, I was a little surprised to see boobs in your book." I'm like, "Did you forget who I am?"
right. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I have a smut category in my Discord, and you don't share there. So
That's true.
Because you guys don't like my particular flavor. So
okay, all right. Well,
Yeah, I just know
these
someone's
seem
going
like-
to my
these boobs seem
personal
kind of
channel.
like, these boobs seem kind of healthy, right? These seem like
Yeah, I'd like you guys. Oh, I just want to say I'd like you guys to come over to my channel for once in a while, please.
Sure. I don't want this to go. I don't want this channel to go swerving into
to smut.
bitch.
Yeah.
But I was just saying, like, the boobs I saw in the comic book coming back to the work were large. They were not members of the Itty Bitty Chitty Committee, and
they were not. I didn't draw them though either.
okay, all right.
There you
That's
go.
why. So you were playing to my side and not the boob hating side, the boob loving, the boob hating, the haters of large boobs. Let's put them that way. Like how.
You can like boobs
whoa.
without being 80s
Who would
porn.
hate large boobs?
I know. I think why would you do that? All right. Anyway. Okay.
The way
So
I-
here we. Yes.
Okay,
All right.
that's okay.
All right. All right. I think
I feel like this
It's
conversation
wise.
is not entirely on target the whole time.
yes.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
It is. All right.
Yeah.
But, anyway, so although now I gotta say, having both of them, I'm partial, and I was far more involved in its creation. But I feel like Primal Chaos has some go juice there to that story. I want to see what happens with these. And I think when the other one, I'm just like, oh, they're zombies, and like I've seen so many damn zombies, and I feel like zombies kind of become, and this is not your fault. It's just the genre. It's my opinion. It's like zombies are like there, and like the story. they're not an interesting villain. They're just a whole bunch of them, and so the heroes kind of end up kind of interacting with themselves, and you end up in that like this team kind of chatter like you do in the Avengers movie, like the very first Avengers movie, where they're just kind of beating up anonymous minions. Yeah.
Well, because zombies have no personality, so zombies are basically
Right.
just like a force of nature.
Yeah, it's basically a disaster movie, essentially. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
They're like conservatives or Comicsgate.
I don't know. Conservatives, they seem okay to me, but yeah. So I want to see, Primal Chaos, where those angels. I feel like Primal Chaos is kind of edging out a little bit for me because I feel like the villains of Angels and Demons are they got more personalities. Like Gabrielle and all those people, like personalities. It'll be interesting. But
Now paging through Angel Darkness, those are pretty nice boobs.
now paging, yes, exactly. Nikki, there we go. See, you got him to open the book. All right.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to get to it for a couple of weeks now. So,
so who should be our narrator?
I'll narrate
Okay,
because there's a lot there, and I think it'll be
didn't
easier
you
if I
write
read
this?
it.
You definitely shouldn't narrate.
Yeah.
I'll narrate.
All right, fine. You can
All right.
narrate.
I will totally narrate.
You can skip what's in italics.
Okay.
Copy that.
That's all my artist notes. Unless you want to read it, you can knock yourself out.
We're good. Any other notes for the art direction?
No, that's it. And
So catching
Larry.
this up, there's someone with very large boobs and is fighting zombies in early 20th century Africa.
yes.
Cool.
So, all right. So I guess, all right, I'll do the story catch up first. So this picks up where issue 1 ends. They have escaped the town full of zombies on the train. And they are on a train going through Africa. So there are currently 0 zombies on the train. That is not how this issue is going to end. So, that's basically where we're at. We're at all of our characters are on the train. The train is moving. There are currently no zombies on the train. Preston, why don't you read for Nikki? And Larry, why don't you read for Aaron?
Sure.
And then Will and I will just take the other people that come along. Will, why don't you start for Njoku? I think he's got a couple lines in the beginning. And then there's some extras and stuff, so we'll just jump in for the extras. Just jump in whenever you see them.
Okay.
All right. Page 1. Panel 1, splash. Exterior, African veldt, train rear platform. Nikki Ridley sits on the rear platform of the train, her legs planted on the metal steps. In her hands, she holds a child's skull last seen in her shrine from issue 1, page 10, panel 4, and referenced in the issue 1 whiskey paint variant cover. She wears a sad expression while staring into the eye sockets of the skull. Cape to Cairo Railways, Central Africa, 1939. Panel 2, inset. A narrow, wide shot of the 1920s steam locomotive branded Cape to Cairo Railways chugs along tracks, cutting through the African veldt. Page 2, panel 1, interior, train engine. The train's fireman mans the controls. Panel 2, interior, baggage coach. 2 privates stand by an open crate, sorting and inventorying items, marking them off on a clipboard. Captain Jakande walks down the narrow pathway. Panel 3, interior, passenger coach 3. Jakande walks down the center of passenger coach number 3. Survivors huddle together in family groups, along with the regular train passengers. I'm ignoring everything in italics.
I am describing what the train coach looks
I
like.
am ignoring everything in italics, Preston.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah, I
wow.
guess
that's everything.
That's a lot of italics.
A lot of
Whoa.
stuff.
No copy on the page.
Yeah.
Some shit happened.
You could
Something
keep
is happening.
scrolling.
There is
Oh.
no art direction.
There we go.
whatsoever, Nor are there any verbs.
All right.
Exterior train coupler 5-6, panel 1. Hansu, is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, Hanso.
Hanso and Ojukwu,
Onjoko.
stand on the train coupler, smoking. Jakande stands by the door of passenger coach number 5, holding out a clipboard.
Head count for the colonel.
Panel 2. Ojoko reads the names. He is visibly upset but controls his emotions.
I am sorry, Captain.
Panel 3. Ojoko brushes between Hanso and Jakande into passenger coach number 5. With one hand, he shoves the clipboard at Hanso, and the other holds the door open. Panel 4. Hanso and Jakande stand alone on the train coupler. Hanso reads from the clipboard.
Preston, why don't you do Hanso? It appears the captain's wife didn't make it on board.
Thank you, Captain. Please be sure the Colonel gets this.
Page 4. Exterior, Bulawayo. Flashback page. Panel 1. Aaron stands on the back of the Jeep. Nikki is laying on the back bench, arms outstretched, reaching for her dead husband. There's a reference. Panel 2, we see the shadow pass over a corpse laying in the street. Panel 3, the corpse is now suspended in the air, back arched, arms and legs hanging free. The shadow hovering over its body. Panel 4, the corpse is now standing free, eyes open, mouth agape. Panel 5, Aaron stands in shock, having witnessed the shadow reanimate the corpse. Page 5, no longer a flashback, interior observation coach. Panel 1, Aaron and Amos sit at the table in the observation coach. Beyond them, Jakande enters, holding the clipboard. I'm loving this continuity with the clipboard.
I know it sounds crazy, but it looked like a shadow.
Panel 2.
How's it in?
Sorry.
Well, sir. Not well, sir. We only managed to evacuate 60% of the townsfolk.
How soon will we reach the next station?
At our current rate, about 3 hours.
Good. We stay on mission.
Panel 3. Aaron expresses concern.
We need to warn everybody, whatever this thing is.
How do we warn people about a killer shadow?
That's not how you spell warn.
Yeah.
Panel 4. Jakande at attention.
Thank you, Captain. You're dismissed.
Page 6. Panel 1. Interior, passenger coach number 5. Ojukwu sits with the other conscripts.
By the way, I just got to say, Mr. Lamont, see, when you were first presenting scripts, they were way more vague about what characters would be doing or how they were positioned.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, you were like, I just want to leave it up to the artist to interpret. I see you've kind of changed now.
After you saw some interpretations. Yeah.
It was a well taken observation. Yeah, because the artists, instead of using creative liberty, were just like, "What do you want on the page?"
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then I end up having to explain it to them anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because they're like, "What do you want? What do you want?"
They're a very fickle bunch. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So.
On script number 1 is the next line.
Yes.
I'll do that. I'm sorry for your loss, Captain. Larry, why don't you do number 2?
Sure. How many did we leave behind?
Too many.
That's not how you spell 2.
Is there anything we can do?
Someone's going to notice.
Yes. Is there anything we can do? There we go.
Panel 2. Wider shot showing more of the coach and the refugees. Ojukwu looks out among the crowds.
I joined the army to protect my home from invaders, and I don't know about you, but I'm not ready to give up on it.
You're not the only one.
Walk with me.
Panel 3. Joku walks towards the front of the coach with the 2 conscripts behind him. Panel 4. Exterior train coupler 5-6. Hanzo stands on the train coupler looking into passenger coach number 5, watching Joku lead the 2 conscripts out of passenger coach number 5 toward train coupler 4-5. Panel 5. Exterior train coupler 1-2. Okay. Joku and the 2 conscripts stand on the train coupler.
We skipped all that notes about what the 1-2s mean.
No, I know what that means for a train coupler. It's between those 2 carriages, right?
Yes, 1 is the engine, and 2 is the baggage coach.
Okay, so they're standing on the train coupler in front of the baggage coach.
Yes.
Keep a lookout. Don't let anyone through.
Yes, sir.
Panel 6. Interior baggage coach. Hanzo walks between the narrow pathway in the baggage coach.
Damn right he does.
7. Panel 1.
Damn right.
Exterior rear platform. Nikki still sits on the rear platform, the skull safely tucked away in the leather satchel hanging over her shoulder. Aaron stands behind her, one hand still on the door, leading out to the rear platform.
How are you holding up?
Oh, I'm Nikki. Yeah, I'm Nikki. I fear this is far from over.
Panel 2. Aaron sits on the platform, feet on the metal steps beside Nikki, giving her a reassuring smile. Nikki stares down at the track, zipping by, unable to look Aaron in the eyes.
I'll make up a bed for you. You should try and get some sleep. It's okay. You'll be safe with us.
Panel 3. Interior train engine. Joku stands beside the fireman who mans the controls. The conscript stands behind him.
All right, men. New orders. We're returning to the Balawayu.
I'll do the fireman, sir.
Panel 4. Joku aims his pistol at the fireman's head.
Oh, all right.
I like this panel.
Please,
Yes.
don't make me repeat myself.
Captain, my orders came from the colonel.
Step aside, soldier.
Panel 5. The conscript now mans the controls, while Joku stands behind him, holding the fireman at gunpoint. I really like this page.
Yeah.
Shit's happening.
Yeah.
Page 8. Panel 1. Insert over panel 2. Exterior train coupler 1-2. Hanzo stands on the train coupler in front of the baggage coach with the conscript.
Am I Hanzo?
Sure.
Private, report.
Yeah, I think so.
Sir,
Where's the captain?
Panel 2. The steam engine wheels lock up. Steam ejects from the vents. Screech! Panel 3. Hanzo slams the conscript's head into the coal box, cracking his skull. Blood mist from his face.
Oh,
His
no.
oh.
Oh, gosh.
Wait, blood mist? Wait,
Hanzo throws the
when does
conscript
blood
under the
mist?
train between
Well,
the shifting plates. The conscript screams.
Ah.
Screech! Panel 5. Exterior rear platform. Aaron and Nikki are shoved into the side of the observation coach by the sudden shift in momentum. Okay. Panel 6. Interior. I was really hoping to see the dead conscript in that panel, by the way. John, you missed opportunity there. Panel 6. Interior observation coach. Aaron and Nikki enter the observation coach. Amos loads the right. Who is Amos and why is he so awesome?
He's the colonel.
Second lieutenant with me.
I really need to read issue 1. I know.
Yeah.
Page 9, panel 1, exterior train engine. Hanzo climbs aboard the coal box towards the engine. In the background, we see the conscript at the controls, and Joku with his pistol trained on the fireman. Panel 2, interior train engine. Hanzo stabs Joku in the chest. Yes! With a large combat knife. Blood mists from his body. I don't think blood normally mists from one's body when stabbed, but okay. The conscript draws a pistol. Panel 3, Hanzo.
That's right.
Hanzo breaks the conscript's arm. Panel 4, Hanzo throws the conscript off the train. Oh, man.
Sucks to be a
Here we get so
conscript.
confused.
Yeah, conscript is dead,
Conscripts are
man.
just biting it.
Yeah.
Who replaced those?
Conscripts are
Red
in the
Bull
military.
extra.
Conscripts are like the red shirts. They're
Yeah.
the red
Yes.
shirts.
Yeah, absolutely, the red shirts.
Panel 5, exterior African belt. The conscript hits the desert. I mean, I don't think a belt is a desert, it's a belt. Hard. His body over his head, emphasizing the shattering of bones. Panel 6, exterior observation coach. Nikki looks out the window of the observation coach at the conscript's body laying in the desert by the tracks. Okay, good. Nikki is confused as to why they replaced the railway ties with bodies. Page 10, interior train engine. Panel 1, Hansu and the firemen take the controls.
This train doesn't stop till Cairo. Colonel's orders.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Panel 2, the
No,
fireman mans the
sleep.
controls.
Till Cairo. There we go.
Hansu shovels coals onto the fire. That was great.
You know, you could actually work that line in.
Oh, you could.
Major, we still have to stop at Lake Banguelo Station to refuel.
No sleep till Cairo except for Banguelu Station.
There you go. Fine, we don't sleep. We don't stop till then. Sorry. My idea was so effective. I had to go this way. No sleep till then. Oh, that sounds good. All right.
Yes, sir. What about the captain?
Panel 3, Hansu kneels beside Ojakwu.
Leave him. Leave him.
Panel 4, Hansu reaching for the railing that goes around the coal box, about to climb up.
I'm going to report this to the colonel.
Yes, sir.
Panel 5, the fireman kneels down, presses a cloth against Ojakwu's wound, not realizing Ojakwu has died. Yeah.
Hang in there. I'll fetch the doctor.
Stupid fireman.
Hansu puts his hand over Ojakwu's eyes, his own eyes closed, he prays.
Incline, O Lord, thy ear to our prayers, in which we humbly beseech thy mercy. That's the end of page 10.
Yeah,
Let
I
him
gotta say, like,
expire.
yeah, he goes from hang in there, dead. All right.
Yeah.
Well, he
I
didn't
feel
realize
like-
he was dead at first. That was kind of the...
Yes, and I feel like you need if you're gonna do that, then you need one more panel. You need the realization panel. We need to see the emotional weight, because look, accepting that this thing was a person that had feelings and you had relationships and thoughts and loves and hates about, and it transitions from being a person to being a thing, and that's an emotional moment, and we need to see that.
So we're opening with constructions then?
Sure.
No, I was just wanted to give that note there on that one specific page before I forgot it. All right, so let's go. Let's talk about positives. We had some zombies. We had conscripts. We had blood mist. We had Amos being Amos. We got the train is now being diverted to Cairo. We got to make sure we don't get any zombies. I don't know if there were any ladies being sexy. I don't know. There weren't any.
Not quite.
There weren't any dark booby zombie rituals, but and I didn't see that character. So, but
That character is sitting in the back of the train.
Okay.
Watching
Being
the
awesome.
bodies get tossed off the front.
Where's
Yeah. Just sitting in the back being awesome. Sounds good.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
He's being sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's being sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody has that's right. Everybody has a mother. Okay. Larry, what do you got?
Yes. Well, we learned a lot about trains, which is
Okay.
good. No.
Yes.
But no, actually, it has some really good pacing.
We're going to be spending 3 issues on this train.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I did that.
I'm just kidding. No, we get some good pacing. We get a lot of good build up to the action in the middle. I guess this would be the middle of the book. So, there's that steady pace
Yes,
and
this will be
draw.
24
the
issues.
operation.
24
yeah.
pages.
The operations, that's all good and dandy. Maybe a little dialogue at the beginning could, not make it go as quickly when somebody's reading it, because it's all visual there, so you're just going to be like flipping through the pages at the beginning there. So somebody mentioned that to me during one of my books one time, and I thought it was pretty good advice, just to throw in a couple words of dialogue there. So
Yeah, it does force the reader to slow down.
yeah. So because I do that too. I put a lot of visuals in. So yeah.
Wait till you guys see Palace of the Golden Princess. We slow you really far down some places.
You kind of have to in that book, though. There's a lot of exposition, so yeah. So yeah, that's all I really get. It's really good. Very good scripting.
So yeah, Danny, you like the way Palace ended up? I know we're in the middle of John's
Palace
thing.
is gorgeous, and I love it. I'm really glad we've got Ryan on letters. Did you see his Magic Word SFX?
Mm-hmm.
It was so cute. Yeah, no, it's really, I'm really happy with it. Really excited to see how that does.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Yeah. I should say nice things about John's script.
I'm really looking forward to that one too. Yeah. So yeah,
go ahead.
Oh, you guys are gonna love it so much.
Yeah.
So John,
Yes.
really good, especially when it got metal. Also, no, seriously, like, that was really, really solid stuff when that started cranking up. Yeah, so I was totally sold when that all started happening.
Right. So,
Savage.
Yeah, so yeah, I like how the dialogue's written. I thought the characters were very interesting, and it definitely doesn't skip a beat when it came to the action, in my opinion.
Awesome. All right. All right. So now going to constructives. I think, and the last page wasn't the only one. Like the opening couple of pages, there were times where it was like, I feel like there's maybe needs a little bit more panels in there. Like you're not quite, particularly on the last one. Like I want to see the realization of, oh my goodness, he's dead, and I feel like you shortchanged some of the emotional moments by not giving it enough art.
Okay.
In terms of, I mean, things are kind of, there's a power struggle going on there between the conscripts and our heroes. And this is the kind of the second time I've gone over these, and I'm still a little lost as to why. I feel like it should be humans versus zombies, and I don't get, like, the conscripts seem like red shirts. I'm like, shouldn't they just do what the hero wants? Why are they not? Like, don't they understand that's Captain Kirk and he's ordering it? And I don't know, like, I feel like we've added the extra step, or we got out of step, and Captain Kirk just kills the conscript directly.
Instead of the conscripts, the red shirts have gone AWOL.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they're nothing compared to the hero. So I was like, I gotta die, stupid conscript. All right, now I'm gonna do some cool shit here. So I guess what I'm saying is they're not established as a threat. Like and we already kind of have zombies, which are kind of fodder, and now we have conscripts, which are kind of fodder. I don't have a unique villain in these pages that I can be afraid of and look at and go, whoa, well, they're in trouble when they run into that. So, yeah, that's my main question.
So you need a guy with an eye patch is what you need.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, what I have is a malevolent shadow, and that actually appears in page 11. But okay. I know we're not talking about the next set of pages.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the shadow. The shadow flashback page was cool.
Yeah. Larry, go ahead.
It was that page was actually supposed to be in issue 1, but I kind of ran out of space.
Well, I kind of lump my criticisms into my positives. Sorry. I basically just adding more dialogue or panels at the beginning will just help it break up a little bit and slow people down. Which you don't want them to read it too quickly. It'll just blow through your 24 pages in like 5 minutes. Which I've done with some Marvel books.
Yeah.
The Shadow knows. That's all I could think of.
I mean, because being kind of familiar with the story, like, the Shadow kind of does a fair amount of stuff, but the Shadow is a shadow, right? We just see it as this, like, wispy little form, and that's not a good villain. I mean, supposed to be a little form running around, and then here come zombies.
You want to make him like angrier?
Like in from what was it? The Not Futurama project on.
Enchantment. Yeah. Disenchantment. Cool yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I have some constructives, which is aside from the establishing shot of the train and the flashback, none of the pages we read are really necessary for the story. It seems until page 7. When stuff starts happening, I mean that's like ultra violence, but like there's a lot of setup, and there's a lot of setup with a lot of walking through a train, desperately trying to establish this train, with not very much dialogue establishing any conflict between the characters, really. More establishing the situation. And for issue 2, having not read issue 1, not knowing where you end, I can scroll through it now and see where you end. But you would imagine if there's a horde of zombies coming that's starting with something actiony and then backing up for like the second part of the book would probably be a better tactic. And so I was really excited to get to the action there, and I was like, well, why didn't it start here? Because this is really fucking compelling. So yeah, I'd like to see more like character development, or your boobs protagonist like doing something, or something like that, or just do you even need to bother once you've established the location and that there's a conflict, and all of a sudden there's bodies being thrown off a train, they're running from zombies, there's a dude with a shotgun, it's tense as fuck. I'm all in, right? I think after page 7 is when you can slow it down and start like reestablishing the scenario and moving the plot forward.
Savage.
Yeah, I found some of like the author's note to be rather distracting.
You found what?
The what now?
Oh, some of those artist notes to be rather distracting. Where you link like a wiki page to what they're supposed to look like.
Well,
any other notes?
Well, that's why we skipped those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was just kind of interesting because I haven't really seen that in a script before yet and stuff, so I thought that was an interesting choice of putting in a script.
You can put it in, or you can leave it in a separate document or something. But either way, it's got to be there in some form, especially if you want a specific look for something. So.
Well, the train is modeled after a real train that actually existed. It's called a Pullman.
Oh, there you go. You want it to look like the actual train.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I tried to describe how those trains actually looked.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going for. I don't want them to just draw something that they've seen in a modern movie when it's like, yeah, that train didn't actually exist.
It's like a bullet train in the 1930s.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
That would not work out too well. Or
no.
It's a 1920s steam engine that basically, because the British government owns the railway company, so when they upgraded their trains, they send all the hand-me-downs to Africa. So it's not even the latest and greatest for the 1930s. So yeah, I planned all that out too. I was all in my script planning.
Having now paged through issue 1, I am doubling down on my start with the action note. That ends in a really cool way. That's very compelling and should get someone excited to
just start with them trying to take over the train.
Bought the train. They're on the train. Girl is screaming. Cut to sometime later. There's a problem on the train. Let's start wrecking some shit.
Yeah, I feel cool.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we should have a little bit more of Njoku and stuff, because I feel like we barely got to see him in this chapter before he's already dead.
Yeah, if he's gonna die, you gotta make that really land. Because that's like a living, or was it a Walking Dead moment?
Does he mean he's also the captain? Seems like that's an important character.
He's not the conductor. He is a captain in the British Army.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was saying. Since he's a captain, I feel like that would make him a little bit more important, right?
Yeah, he was in issue 1.
And so we just kill him on page 10 of issue 2 and get on with our lives.
I have actually well, this scene was originally written with 3 random conscripts, and I decided that I should replace one of the randos with a named character that we met and established in issue 1.
The answer to your question is yes.
I'm cool with that.
All right.
As long as we know what we're doing here. I try and add a little bit more pathos after the fact. Or, oh man.
I mean, spoiler alert, everybody ends up dead by the end of the script.
I really love drinking and gambling. I've got some character development now. But I can't drink anymore because my dead wife, man, she really didn't like that. And then he gets killed. And then we feel bad for him. Like that sort of thing would be.
So, well, okay. So maybe it didn't land. So I'll end with this question to get your input on. So the setup that I was doing was when he was talking to the conscripts on the train. Is that it was previously set up because his wife was not able to evacuate the town with them. So in issue 1, at the end of issue 1, they evacuated the town and put everybody on the train, but they only were able to evacuate 60% of the town. Of the 40% that were not able to evacuate was his wife. So they had a conversation about letting the zombies basically take over their town, and they're like, no, that's bullshit. We want to go back and basically, fight for our town and see if there's any survivors. We don't want to just leave them behind. And that was their motivation for wanting to take over the train and basically turn the train around.
Yeah, and then the response to that was like, the guns come out, no sleep till Cairo.
Yeah.
Basically, yes.
Yes.
So maybe him talking about his wife. I mean, by the time a customer is reading this, it will have been a few months since issue 1. And if you got a new customer, right? Like, oh man, I'm pissed off. I lost my wife. Blah 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 blah. Then you can flash back to his wife being the one the shadow resurrects or whatever. If you want to add extra.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is a good idea.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and I know this is like, double down on your limited characters. This is the thing Danny, am trying to like work on in my writing is like that. So I'm thinking about it, but like, if
it would make it more personal, which you would actually be more. You would be feeling for the character before,
when he gets killed because it's a brutal world, right? So like maybe he shows off a picture of his wife, and then we show the dead wife being resurrected, and then all of a sudden there's only zombie wife and no actual living dude. And then maybe when they go back to the town, they have to deal with that, which would be dramatic.
There you go. Yeah, the story needs, like I said, it needs a bit more drama because the villains for a while are like a creepy shadow, zombies, and conscripts. And
also, yeah, like the protagonist is the girl with the tits, and she doesn't really do anything for the first half.
No, she's like the villain.
Oh, is she? Okay.
I think, right?
I've only paged through issue 1.
Right? Those were like...
Well, that's spoiler alert, Preston.
Oh, all right, sorry.
that
issue 1's already published. It's not a spoiler.
Okay. No. This was prior streams. Okay, never mind. All right.
Yeah. Okay. And I changed it a little bit, but yes and no at the same time. It's still her story. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it works.
She's not in the back, like just crying into her hands, being like, "What has science done?" Or magic. What has magic done? Yeah. Or like whatever. She's now literally leaving a trail of bodies in her wake because they keep getting thrown off the train. As the cover character for issue 1, I would have expected a bit more action out of that character.
All right, we have My Hero Academia, except heroes just made a candy. My Hero Snackademia. All right, who should narrate?
John can narrate.
John, take it away.
All right. Page 1, panel 1. Duck is sitting at a long wooden table and has a bowl of cereal in front of him. Duck is
Wait,
nervously looking at the bowl of cereal.
Savage.
Uh,
Duck sits at a long wooden table. And
Nervously staring
Yeah.
at a bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
He's not actually
Yeah.
eating it. He's just nervously staring at it.
eats. Right. Yeah. Yes. Duck sits at a long wooden table, nervously staring at the bowl of cereal in front of him. That's the sentence. All right.
Caption 1 week later. Panel 2. Herschel, with a big grin on his face, bumps his right fist against Duck's shoulder.
Hey, Duck, today's the day.
Panel 3. Duck smiles nervously at Herschel.
Yeah, it's that day.
Page 4. Herschel sits down next to Duck with a plate of eggs, sausage, and toast, and a large glass of orange juice.
Combat training day. We're finally going to show off our real power. Ooh, I'm so excited.
Panel 5. Herschel devours his food at a cartoonishly fast pace. Duck smiles half-heartedly at him.
Yeah, me too.
Panel 6. Herschel looks at Duck and is no longer smiling.
Something wrong, buddy? You look like Professor Mason just gave you triple homework.
Page 2, panel 1. Duck looks away from Herschel and stares down at his uneaten bowl of cereal.
I'm fine. I'm just a little nervous.
Panel 2. Herschel smiles again.
Why would you be nervous? You're going to do great. You got a superb superpower.
Panel 3. Duck frowns at Herschel. Herschel is gulping down his orange juice.
You saw what happened on the first day of PE. I tried to practice control move, but I'm not sure I have good control yet.
Panel 4. Herschel grins and gives the thumbs up.
Come on, man. You got to stop worrying. Just keep calm and focused, then everything will be okay.
Panel 5. Duck smiles brightly back at Herschel.
Thanks, Candy Boy. Thanks.
Oh yeah, Candy Boy. Panel
Come
6.
on, man.
Herschel claps Duck on the back.
It ain't gay if it's candy. Right? That's all I'm gonna say.
Anytime, go ahead.
I bet he's popular at the brothels and clubs.
I'm sure
Page
this
3,
problem is a
panel
joke.
1. Herschel and Duck are walking down a dirt road behind several other students. Everyone is curious. Duck is dressed in an aviator-style clothing with a helmet and goggles. Herschel is wearing a red and white jumpsuit with a red lollipop on the chest and has red-tinted safety glasses.
Does he
Panel
have
2.
them or is he wearing them?
What?
Does he have the glasses? Is he wearing the glasses? Are they?
I don't know. People is and has doing a lot of
he
things.
has them.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Panel 2. Herschel
Yeah.
smiles at Duck.
I get what you're saying.
Hey, cool costume, Duck.
Back at you.
Panel 3. Herschel and Duck turn to look at someone off panel.
Oh. If you two weren't so busy admiring yourselves, then you might actually make it to class on time.
Hey, it's not gay if it's candy. Panel 4.
Oh my
Alice has her arms crossed. Alice is dressed in an old-fashioned blue and white dress and wears the iconic red cloak from Little Red Riding Hood fairy tale.
The
Panel 5.
iconic red cloak. Yeah.
Panel 5. Duck and Herschel stare at Alice. Their facial expressions are surprising. Panel 6. Alice glares at them.
Didn't your mothers ever tell you that it's impolite to stare at a girl like that?
Can we just pause for a second? How are their facial expressions surprising? Like, can you just see their skull? Is it surprising to the reader? Are they surprised? Are they meant to surprise
Their
Alice?
facial
I'm very
expressions
confused by the
show
show.
a
facial
sign of
expre-
arousal.
Straight on open.
Oh
Wait,
my
I'm forgetting this
God.
isn't my script.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. And yes,
And then all we just need to throw in some Asian hookers and some Russian mobsters.
I'm doing that in Spirit of the Dragon. Page 4, panel 1.
course.
Duck and her.
I can imagine your artist 5 issues again. Again, with the Asian hookers and the Russian mobsters. All right.
Yeah.
Page 4, panel 1. Duck and Herschel have nervous grins on their faces as they shake their heads and hands vigorously. I'm sure they're shaking their hand.
All right. I wasn't staring like that. I just wasn't expecting to see a costume like that.
Ditto.
Panel 2. Alice rolls her eyes as she walks away from the two of them.
Typical response.
Panel 3. Duck and Herschel both frown.
What's her problem?
Ditto. Definitely doesn't seem like a candy person. Okay.
Just because she doesn't like your candy doesn't mean she doesn't like candy. Panel 4. Isaiah walks by them with an angry frown.
Danny, what was your comment?
This is the best John Lamont script.
Oh god.
Panel 4. Isaiah walks by them with an angry frown on his face. Isaiah is dressed in puritanical clothing.
Out of my way, sinner.
Panel 5. Duck and Herschel look at Isaiah bewildered.
Jesus, does everybody at this school have problems?
Panel 6. Isaiah comically turns his head to look back at them angrily.
Someone other than me.
Don't use the Lord's name in vain.
Yeah, you need a little bit more Hispanic in that reading. What's that?
Wasn't he Muslim?
Yes.
Isn't Isaiah
What?
Muslim? This is a question for Will, because I thought in a previous version he was Muslim.
Well,
No,
Middle
he's not
Eastern, but yeah.
Muslim. No, he's
Okay.
he's essentially he's a Puritan, basically. You know.
Yeah.
Well,
like-
I'm sorry. I thought he was Muslim, which threw me off. Why he would care about people using Jesus' name in vain? Because they would not care.
They would not.
Yeah.
They would not care.
So that's why that confused me, because I thought he was Muslim. That's all. If he's not Muslim and he's just he's a Christian Puritan extremist or whatever, then that's fine. Page 5, panel 1. Duck and Herschel look at Isaiah with cringed faces.
So intense.
Panel 2. Isaiah turns to look back at them with an angry glare.
Yeah, Larry, you're gonna have to read this guy.
Oh my. All right. Listen up, sinner. Today is combat training, which means I get to administer some just punishment in the name of our Lord and Savior. To you sinners, you best pray to God that I'm not your opponent.
Panel 3. Duck and Herschel left eyes twitch as the color drains from their faces.
Frosta?
Oh man, I really don't want to fight him. He sounds nuts.
Maybe if I apply him with some peanut butter blasters, then he'll lighten up.
There we go. Herschel is out. He's the
Someone
cooking man
urgently carry that.
out to fix it all with love and make the world taste good.
Yeah, exactly.
Panel 4. Duck and Herschel's attention is drawn to a voice off panel.
Here's some good advice. If you do get put against him in combat training, then you may want to forfeit. He seems to lack the compassion you see in most of us Christians.
Okay.
All right, if you say so. Panel 5. Hardy in gray looks at them with a calm face. He is dressed in a trench coat with a white shirt and a black vest.
You two don't look like people who've been in. Oh, that's Hadrian's line. Oops.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You two don't look like people who've been in many battles.
Panel 6. Duck looks down at his feet and Herschel gives a nervous smile.
Ooh, me? I've been in a couple of fights. Good old school fights. Ha, 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 ha.
You're right. I've never been in any sort of super-powered fights before. I'm probably going to get destroyed today.
Page 6, panel 1.
I hope so.
That's what he said. Page 6, panel 1. Hardigan is still showing his neutral face.
Saying stuff like that is definitely going to make it true. Ursula told me that you were super confident when you got here. So what happened? Where's all that confidence gone?
Oh man.
Panel 2. Duck looks down at his feet and frowns.
It just hasn't gone how I exactly hoped it would.
Panel 3. Herschel claps Duck on the back and grins.
Come on, man. Keep your hopes up. You'll get better.
Panel 4. Duck nods his head and gives a half-hearted smile. Panel 5. Duck, Herschel, and Hardigan walk down the path to something that is off-panel. The three of them are looking up. Panel 6. Duck looks amazed at whatever is off-panel. Page 7, panel 1. Before them is a large stone structure that looks like an ancient town with smaller several buildings. Standing in front of the entrance is Mr. Hardy with a stern face. Panel 2, Herschel stands beside Duck and whistles. Sound effect whistle.
Nice one.
Wow, would you look at that? Is this where we'll be doing combat training?
Panel 3, Mr. Hardy looks over the students with his intense gaze. Duck shudders from the look.
If you haven't already guessed, this is where we'll be having combat training.
Yes, I just said that.
Yeah. Mr. Hardy could have said yes.
Panel 4, Mr. Hardy gestures toward the building with his right hand.
This building has been designed to handle excessive damage, and it offers plenty of hiding spots to ambush an opponent. Well, that seems...
What about candy?
So it's favorite. Panel 5, Mr. Hardy looks over the class. Or Detroit.
You will be broken up into 4 teams, and
Ouch,
each match will be between 2 teams. You have a permission to use your powers in combat, but under no circumstances are you to mortally injure your opponents. Understand?
Panel 6, the entire class shout in unison.
Yes.
Yes,
Mr.
Page 8, panel 1. Mr. Hardy gives a stern stare.
Now to determine the first 2 teams.
Panel 2,
Brother.
Duck, Alice, Herschel, and Hardigan stand together. Duck has a nervous smile. Alice has a calm demeanor. Herschel is grinning. And Hardigan has a blank expression on his face. And I just realized there's no G in that name. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Hardy?
No, it's
Hadrian?
Hadrian, like Hadrian's Wall. Hadrian.
Yeah.
Oh, Hadrian. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
try to remember
Yeah,
that.
it's wrong. It's a Latin name.
Caption Team 1. Panel 2. So there's 2 panel 2s. Isaiah, Alexandra, Agatha, and Mike Strong are standing.
Panel twos.
Hey, it happens.
Alexandra is dressed in ancient Greek armor made of bronze. Agatha is wearing witch's robes and is carrying a spellbook. Mike is dressed in red and gold martial arts gi. Caption Team 2. Fight. Panel 3, Mr. Hardy looks at them with an intense glare. He's got a lot of intense glares.
He's very
Stern stares
intense,
and
yeah.
intense glares. That's
Yeah.
like his moniker.
Your
That
goal
must be his superpower.
exactly. That is a superpower. Your goal is to
Yeah,
capture your
basically-
enemy.
And
Sorry,
maybe
go ahead.
it's to like be a boy adventurer and investigate crimes.
Yeah, no, like when I was thinking of Mr. Hardy, I was kind of thinking of the drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket.
Okay.
Our leader, me.
Yeah. So your goal is to capture your enemy. You must restrain your opponent more than 10 seconds to successfully capture them. The match is over when 3 out of the 4 team members are captured. Is that understood?
Panel 4, Team 1 and 2 look determiningly at Mr. Hardy.
Yes, Mr.
Yes,
Yes,
Hardy.
Mr. Hardy, sir. Panel 5, Team 1 and Team 2 move to separate starting points. That's going to be a big panel. Panel 6, Mr. Hardy is yelling.
Do not start until I give the signal.
Page 9, Panel 1, Team 1 gets into a fight pose.
On my command.
Panel 2, Team 2 gets into a fighting pose.
Get set.
Panel 3, Mr. Hardy roars with his mouth wide open and sharp fangs showing.
Go.
Yes, fans.
Panel 4, split
He has
panel of
fangs.
Team 1 and 2 taking off running. Yeah, isn't he a werewolf or something?
He's like a big dude. So
Cool. All right.
monster
Panel
dude.
5, Duck besides Herschel and Alice.
So, anybody have a plan?
Not get captured.
Stay close together until we know what their first move will be.
Panel 6, close up of Duck looking determined as he runs.
Got it. My plan.
That was not gonna help us.
My plan would be: I'm gonna give him Herschel. Like here. He turns
Like not even
Page
like
10, panel 1, Duck is walking behind Alice.
Logically, if I'm gonna fight, that's what
Wait,
I'm doing. I'm
wasn't he just
offering
running?
him the- like here. Sorry, just cracking myself up. All right, go ahead. All right, panel 1.
Yes, Duck's line. Duck is
Yes.
walking behind Alice.
Hey, so I know what Isaiah's powers are, but I don't know anything about the other 3.
Alexandra is a demigod and Mike is a master martial artist. And finally, there's Agatha, who's a witch.
It was Agatha all along.
Yeah.
Panel 2, Duck gulps.
I've never seen Medic before, but I've heard some scary stories.
Panel 3, Hadrian, Gray, crosses his arms and looks at Duck with a neutral expression on his face.
Well, you're about to get a first experience fighting it.
Oh, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Panel 4, Herschel playfully punches Duck's shoulder.
This is going to be an epic battle. Let's do this.
Says Candyman.
I mean, Herschel's got chill.
Yeah.
Panel 5, Duck nods with a smile.
Let's win this.
Panel 6, close-up of Duck's face as his attention is directed at something off-panel. Dun dun dun!
All right. 10 pages.
Oh,
Well, I cracked myself up, so
Yeah.
there's got to be some good
It's
stuff.
some
there,
good stuff
right?
in there,
There's
yeah.
some good stuff. Larry, why don't you go first?
great. The characters are intensely interesting. I think maybe just I don't know how to do this without doing constructives at the same time, but I think you have some really good chemistry between the characters, and maybe just focusing on that more, less setup and stuff like that. We never really got into the battle. It's like 10 pages, but you know.
Well, technically it's actually 11 pages because I kind of went over the 10-page thing.
Whatever. Yeah. What I'm saying is, I think it needs to be tightened up a bit. We need to get to the action faster, I guess. Yeah.
That's constructive.
I know, but like I said, I can't really do it without doing constructives.
Sure
But
you
yeah, no, I can't.
Just put it in reverse.
No, there's no.
All right, Danny.
The pacing remains on point for a manga type story written for 12-year-olds very successfully. There is really interesting characters with really good chemistry. And this is a fine setup for a scene.
Yeah.
I am going to ditto the chemistry between Duck, Herschel, and Alice. I thought the three of those characters were well established. We got to know who they were, and their interactions seem like a pretty strong setup for things that are going to happen. Kind of like a Harry, Ron, Hermione, type combo, except she's. Well, actually, she probably.
Alice in Wonderland meets Red Riding.
I was going to say, in the first one, she kind of did think she was better than the two of them. So, yeah, it.
For that matter, I don't know that she ever stops, really, but
She does.
She tolerates them, but
Yeah.
yes, she definitely has that air. So it kind of reminded me a little bit of the Harry Potter thing, where she's kind of like better than them, and then you had those two, the one that's intensely into it, and the goofy sidekick. So, but as I said, you pulled that off very well. So that's my constructive, or that's my positive. I'll rip it to shreds when we do the next time around. Just kidding.
Preston, say nice things.
I love that one of these kids can turn into candy.
There you go. That is the best part. But
I just
Yeah.
want to see more Herschel. I need to see way more Herschel. I think there should be Herschel's story, because that's a challenge. You're at a superhero camp and your superpower is candy.
You'll be fun at parties.
Listen.
And he just wants to please people. He's like, I'll give him peanut butter or something.
He is a grossly, likable character. So yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
So, lickable is likable. What can I say?
Likable is likable. There you go. Yeah.
No, he said lickable is likable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's John Lamont script I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm really good on that. I'm definitely getting some John Lamont vibes off of this. I feel like.
I wish I came up with this idea.
Well, I mean,
holy crap!
Yeah.
not to go off
I
on
have
a
no doubt,
tangent.
John, that your execution would be vastly different.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It absolutely would be, but
Not to go off on a
I'm just
tangent,
angry,
but John
yeah.
actually predicted something that was going to happen in real life, because recently there was a story that came out about a porn actress that got shot in the vagina while filming a scene.
Oh,
So
yeah.
so that
Damn.
script.
Damn.
John, that's not a superpower, that's a curse.
but
Yeah.
why would you do that?
Well, I don't know why he changed it.
Sounds like, so is it like the Alec Baldwin situation you're saying?
No.
Yes, it was
Well-
an accident. It was absolutely an accident. Yes.
Yeah, it's
An
absolute
accidental discharge, so to speak.
accident.
But why would you put a loaded? I mean,
That part's a little dumb. People
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
dumb.
A little dodgy.
Yeah.
That's very dodgy.
Yes.
That's
Very
I mean, was it another Alec Baldwin script? I mean,
Yeah,
what was
I mean-
going on?
It was
Well-
a cam girl. It was a cam girl performing, trying to
Oh,
Okay, yeah, so
You wanna-
they're not the smartest bunch. They're not the smartest bunch.
okay. So, or if it's a cam girl, I have to interject. The original idea for that scene in my script, she was actually going to be a cam girl doing crazy stunts for money. That was
There you go.
I
the
told you.
original idea, and I
Yeah.
shared it with a friend of mine, and he thought that was a little too over the top. But that
well,
was originally going to be the original stunt. Was that she was doing that's what she was doing, was as a cam girl was doing it that way. But
all I can say is out there was a cam girl that watched the stream and got a really bad idea, and it happened. So
There you
there
go.
you go. Yeah.
that is
The activities
wow.
of this writing stream cause a lot of people heartache. What can I say?
Exactly.
I'm amazed.
We're just
I know.
causing drama everywhere.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
that time you ripped Larry Holder off.
I know. Yeah. All
And the
right.
crazy thing about it is, like, Vicky's there in the chat, and like, well, you both helped me in that.
Vicky pick his script,
Vicky picked
Was
the
it-
script. Yeah. Like, okay.
so she's just as much to blame for you ripping off Larry
I know.
as you are.
They looked at this scam and said, "This sounds like something we should help with," and I don't know.
Yeah.
All
Once
right.
again, proving that Comicsgate is a waste of everybody's time.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. Did we go through all the constructives? Anyone?
No,
No, I don't think
we just
did.
started. Yeah.
No, we were on a tangent.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, coming back to the script. Do we have any other notes? Was it anyone's turn?
I felt like that the opening. Yeah, I'm gonna. So I felt like the opening was a little bit too long of a setup. That was just my opinion.
Way too. Yeah.
I think you can condense the first couple pages maybe in half and get to that battle scene much sooner.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's like a trope in manga to like draw out a pre-battle scene like over like 4 issues, but like just don't. It's kind of an annoying trope, but
And
yeah.
I also, again, as much as I like the interaction between the 3 characters,
yeah.
you have a lot of other characters that I know next to nothing about. I don't remember any of their abilities, and I don't really care about them. And I think even if they're supposed to be our villain characters, we still need to know about them and we need to care about them. You know, like going back to the Harry Potter thing, who was that other? No, Malfoy. Like, we got to know who that guy is, and we learn to love to hate him.
Yeah.
And you need your Malfoy, and he's probably in here somewhere, but I don't know who he is. So I don't know why we should be rooting for our heroes, besides the fact that they happen to be our main characters.
I just came up with the elevator pitch. Look, it's Harry Potter, but what if Ron Weasley could turn into candy?
Well, I mean, I feel like how it's set up. I feel like Isaiah would kind of put that Malfoy character because he's kind of already established as being very antagonistic, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I didn't see anybody being antagonistic toward them,
just
except for Isaiah being a paunch dickhead.
Yeah. He's a jerk.
You know, I mean, if pompous dickhead is what you're going for, I mean, I guess it's fine.
Just jerk Isaiah. Yeah.
But then give us more of that. Like, why is he a pompous dickhead? You know, why is he? You know, you can't. You can say this is my right wing nut job, conservative Christian character, but we still need to know why he is that way.
I do gotta say, I've it's worth pointing out. There's a ton of homoeroticism. There's a ton of it. It's all over the place. Every page, I'm like, this is very gay.
Oh my god!
But it's never like brought to the surface. It's always just there underneath.
You're saying it's like, hey. Yeah. Hey,
it's
Doc.
like the ambiguously gay duo, like back that SNL skit. Like they're heroes and they're doing things.
This is like your Harry Potter fanfic.
There you go. Yeah.
Harry and Ron to hook up.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Herschel's always turning to Doc every time he gets stressed out. He's like, "Hey, man, you just want a little lick? I mean, it'll make you feel better, right?" It's like,
I mean, they're in a grade school. He'd be the biggest drug dealer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Would, yeah.
You want some sugar, man? Yeah. It's like.
I got what you needed right here.
All right. So,
just a little.
Any other constructives?
Close your eyes. You won't know if it's my finger or something else.
Calm down.
Oh god.
Oh god. That's why you're no John Lamont.
I think we're giving John ideas for Dragon Warrior.
I'm totally
right.
I'm going to regret that very
soon.
Now we're getting more. Okay, so I noticed structurally 2 things that are really problematic. One of which is you end way too many pages with someone staring at something off panel.
Yeah.
You don't know what the fuck it is. Stop it. It's annoying. And you do it on even numbered pages, which is really annoying because in print, that's literally the next page is open in the spread. So just go, like, you're wasting panels by doing that. Just get on with it. The other is, this is chapter 6, and you haven't introduced your location yet. No one should be surprised that there's a trading area.
That's true.
Again,
yeah.
You spent 100 pages in this, what is probably one location. Why are you still introducing parts of the location is a mystery to me. And then everything else is just like, yeah, get on with it and get to the fights. I think people are here to see the fights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to condense.
All right. Well, there you go, Savage.
Yeah.
Thanks for
guys,
coming
thank
on.
you.
I hope we weren't too hard on you.
No.
That was good.
Herschel's still the best.
Yeah, I just like.
He
Yeah,
is.
I'm like.
Hard candy.
I'm glad at the last and stuff. I thought. I really wasn't like expecting it to be this funny and stuff, but yeah, that's great.
I mean, he turned his junk into a literal jawbreaker.
Yeah.
He could literally choke his enemies to death.
Oh,
I will say, I like reading this a lot more, so I just bombed through a ton of Dragon Ball Abridged this afternoon. So like, I'm all over this stuff.
It would be interesting if like Herschel caused like horrible deaths that make you go as like candy stuff. You know?
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking.
Everybody dies of diabetes.
Okay. The thing is,
I have 2 diabetes.
Because he's trying to be a hero. You know, he can't really kill people. And he's a kid.
I mean, you say that.
He can give them diabetes. That won't kill them. I mean, it will eventually, but...
All right.
Oh, man.
I think I want to say thanks for coming on, and I look forward to more virtue.
We all look forward to more virtue. I want to see all of.
Oh yeah, don't stop.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the best Goku.
Exactly. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in, and thanks to Savage and John. I just submitted my first book to Goodman Games for their seal of approval, so
awesome.
I'll get back to writing.
All right.
Writing pages soon, but we'll see. Editing RPG stuff takes me a while.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Press and Polter, Pocket Jazz Comics. Thank you very much for your time. Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.